Hello guys, it's another day on After.
After that heartbreak, as I always say, after that disappointment, after that landlord chasing you out of the house, you are still here. Relax, chill, and watch.
So after that up and down business, what happens?
And today on After, we're going to discuss a very, very important topic. But before I do, let me ask my man, please, what's your name? You are new on this podcast.
Yep. My name is Orispeli.
Oh, okay. And your original?
Favorite musician, producer, business developer, entrepreneur, Menoa Sultan.
And always your man, King James. And today, somebody will say it's going to be Fanta Bruta. It's going to be Fanta Bruta. So let me ask from you, my man, what is your identity?
Now, when we talk about our identity, I believe it comes, or there's a lot to play in identity. Now, when you talk of identity, one, your name, just like you asked my name, that gives an identity. But then even aside the name, there is a family tree or trace. Okay. So that is why most of the time you mention your name or you go somewhere, mention your name, and then you're like, oh, you are the son of this person, or you belong to this particular tribe, or you come from this. So that becomes your identity. Yeah.
What is your identity, my man?
So when we talk about identity, I don't really think a name makes an identity. A name will just be a smaller part of identity. Let me emphasize on that point a little bit. What makes you who you are? Is it your lineage? Is it your family? Is it your job? Is it your character? Because character can also be an identity. So is it your job? Is it your name? Is it the family you come from? That makes up your identity. Either of those are part of your identity, a part of who you are. That I call identity.
All right. So today the topic we are discussing is actually young Ghanaians losing their culture and roots. Let me start from you. When you hear of culture, what comes in mind?
Let me give the exact meaning of culture. So culture to me is a way of life for a particular people or a particular race, right? Culture, a way of life of particular people or a particular race. Mind you, I'm not being racist here. I have nothing against any ethnic group or anything. What I'm trying to say is, what makes you an Adam? What makes you a Krobo? What makes you an Ewe? That particular identity, that culture, that dance, that language that can be understood by a fellow Adam and a fellow Gam and a fellow Ewe man. That moral, that rules and regulations you live with or on, that governs the life of particular people becomes their culture. It could be the way of dressing, way of what they eat, the kind of drink they drink, and the kind of language they speak, the kind of dance they dance that makes them unique. That becomes their culture. That is what I call culture.
That's what you call culture. Okay, thank you so much. My man, are Ghanaians losing their culture today?
I would say yes. In a sense that, culture happens to be basically a way of life bounded by rules and regulations.
Yeah.
Okay. But in as much as you are being bounded by these rules, we believe to learn more than what we already know. A typical example is we learning too much Western culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the Western culture?
Okay, so let's start from probably naming ceremony, right?
Okay.
It is said that when a child is given birth, or per the Ghanaian setting or African setting, on the 8th day, that is when the child has been named. Now, when you are doing the naming ceremony, how is it done? This is a naming ceremony between two families.
Yes.
Bringing their child out. But what do we see now? naming ceremony goes late into the night with baby showers. It's a boy, it's a girl. Even outside that, you still have like people take a whole month or two just to plan a naming ceremony. Whilst like there are other stuff you could have done with that particular time.
Okay.
So I believe learning too much of the Western culture also plays a role.
Okay.
Because this baby shower thing is not in our jurisdiction.
In our culture.
Yes. It is a borrowed culture.
Chairman, are Ghanaian youth losing their culture and their roots?
Okay, so as much as I am controversial, I'll say this first. I think the baby showering comes before the child is born.
Yes.
That's when the mother is expecting. So, yes, plainly, yes. Ghanaian, African, not only Ghanaian. Okay. We are losing our culture. I'll say again, I am not going against any race or any culture. I'm neither saying that copying from the Western world is wrong, because there are parts where we copied from them that was quite okay. I would say the earlier way of Christianity I read, if you fornicate or do something that does not go in line with the Bible, you will be stoned to death. That was the belief.
That was from the beginning.
Yes.
It was later changed.
Yes, it was later changed. From the beginning, it was later changed. I feel that introduction of, I'm not making this a religious something, but introduction of religion from the Western culture did also emphasize on the importance of human life, hence not stoning people to death. Now let's come back to the culture again. Yes, we are losing our ways. When I say we are losing our ways, please, no offense to the Western world. We, as African, we did not dress like this. Right? But now we are dressing like this. It is not wrong. It is good. We are looking at the part where we are overdoing it. Why? Because things that models will put on, things that the Western people would put on because of their weather, the weather they experience, the hot or cold weather, we will put it on even when we are not experiencing that particular weather. An example will be the introduction of mini skirts, introduction of clothes that will have your chest exposed, introduction of smoking publicly, introduction of sex being seen as an irrelevant part of a relationship and something we call normal.
Okay.
Noun, right? Yes. I feel, yes, we are losing our morals when it comes to that part. And that is beginning to cause lots of problems. I'm not saying the watches they brought, the phones we're able to talk to, the glasses, whatever, are wrong. I'm simply saying that there are other things that are being introduced. Like years ago, we would know nothing about cocaine, weed, miniskirt, certain things that we will put on that will expose part of our body. Hence, the Ashantis will call their ladies aketesia, which means a young lady that covers herself until marriage, not exposed in any form. Hence now, because we are losing our ways, we tend to do the very opposite of what we are taught, knowing that we who have lived outside of Ghana, we barely even see these kind of attitudes, except on the TV.
Yes.
So if you're looking at a half-naked woman, first, it is in an X-rated movie or models. Hence, we feel now that it's called fashion. So in that aspect, we are losing a lot. We have lost our ways in that aspect when we are talking about culture, losing our culture. So yes, we have copied blindly to the extent that we have forgotten what our culture is. I remember those days where they will tell you that sweeping at night is wrong.
Yes.
Whistling in the bathroom is wrong.
Singing in the bathroom
is wrong. And then they would advise you that because you are not living alone, there are certain things you will do to cleanse yourself spiritually. And then it was replaced by it is normal. The word it is normal.
It is normal. Yeah.
So youth of nowadays, they feel they can stand behind your window to the extent of, there was a time where this young youth was holding on to my AC right behind my window. And a young man was, excuse me to say, having sexual intimacy right behind him, which we term now to be doggy, the style of the dogs. Yes. So I feel that if morally we had not lost our ways, we will know that this is not our way and this is not how you do it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Bible again. It emphasizes that for fornication to cease, a man should get for himself a wife. Those days we would see if two elderly people are talking, you cannot even look at their face as a young child without getting punished. That means you don't go to uninvited places. So yes, we are losing our culture in lots of aspects because we are copying blindly from the Western world. And it is high time we taught people that if you are pulling a rope, the rope is not getting closer or you are not making any progress, it means that rope is either tied to something or someone is holding it.
I'm going to talk about respect. Mm-hmm. We are losing our culture, our roots in terms of respect. Because I remember back in the days when we were young, if you are to talk to an elderly person, you normally say, please. But nowadays, it is very difficult to see a young one talking to an elderly person using the word please. And I like equiapemps. Even when they want to insult you, even the insult comes with plead. But nowadays, what do we see? Now we see our own people on social media, a young guy having the opportunity to talk to people on social media, and the best he or she can do is to insult
leaders and people, talk to people anyhow,
and all those things. If we haven't lose our roots or our culture, we wouldn't go to the extent that copying the Western culture to the extent that we talk to our elderly people anyhow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And second thing I'm going to talk about is how some of them even expose themselves on social media. Because hardly would you see a ketesia, right, exposing the body, shaking the backs, shaking the nyash and all these things on social media, all in the name of getting followers or getting attention from the public and all that. Yeah. But this has been something that it has become norm, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, if you don't shake what your mama gave you, nobody will follow you.
Aside following, they are trying to say that you are not exposed enough. You are not. You don't know what they call in quotes life, name life. That's it.
Now, if someone, you see those days, do you remember the skirts, the lady skirts?
If it's not kaba and slit, then it's very straight to the down.
Straight to the down, and then that
the person herself has to here. And I still tie something on it. I mean, so.
And now, if you're a young lady, you go for those old style. They will tell you are kolo. You don't know how to dress. That kind of thing. That makes us to know that, oh yes, oh you're bad, like also warfare. But you see, because you lose your culture, you lose your root in tea. Now, spirit has taken a lot of the youths. Captivity.
I don't even want you to go to spirit. I don't want this particular topic to be based on spirit and religion or something.
Oh no, but
I know, but I wouldn't.
We shouldn't go there. But it has become something.
I understand, but the reason why I don't want you to go to that side is people who hide behind the fact that what they are doing it under the influence of a spirit. We shouldn't be. Wesu sebi ujimiya. Oh yeah, that. Do you understand? Or what do you think? If what I'm saying?
Yeah, you are right. And then I also think that we are more exposed to this telenovelas.
Yes.
Now, even with the telenovelas, what they are doing now is they are trying to depict the fact that it is made for the African community. In a sense that you see a Chinese telenovela, then they pick the language. You know, language is also part of our culture.
Yes, yes.
They pick that, try to translate the language to fit into our culture.
Our culture, yes.
And there are some things you can't say in public.
That's true.
You would have to sugarcoat them.
Yes.
But what do we see now? With these telenovelas, you say it in
raw. We say it raw. And
you know,
I
talking about the language thing, you know, King James. I dare any youth here to propose to a woman in their local dialect. If you know how hard or how heavy it is for the Western world to say, I love you in English and the way they value it. And do you know that when someone is saying, I love you here in English, they don't really mean it. They don't really know the value of
because they don't really understand it.
Do you know what it would take for you to say Malon in Eve, in Suomo, Je t'aime, or I love you in Chimedo? Do you know what it takes for you to be able to say that?
Yes.
I mean, even if you tend to be a little bit of a bit cocky around it. We're talking about saying a plain old blank old good medal. I said, it got a time when someone told me that even if I'm saying Medonyankopona, I'm saying it wholeheartedly. I'm shy because you know the word carry power. You know you cannot just say that in your local dialect and go scot-free. You have to mean it to say it. So I dare you watching the viewer to tell your boyfriend or your girlfriend to express real love to you in your dialect or his dialect. And look at the expression on his face. Let him or her look at you eyeball to eyeball and say in your language, not, you know, I'm in love with you. No. Look at their eyes. It takes something from them. There's a feeling behind it that cannot help but expose if this person is really talking from the heart of the person is just joking. I dare you to do that.
Sultan, with what you said, why don't we just dare them in 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Speak in your native language without bringing in the Western language. That's English.
That is going to be difficult.
Oh, yes. It definitely will be.
They can't.
It will be.
But honestly, we are using Western language here.
And do you know the funny thing? When they are trying to say things like, excuse me, my words, viewers, I don't know what age category may be watching this, but when it comes to them saying they want to sleep with you, do you know it is easier for a man or a woman to say, I'm coming to, excuse me, fuck you, than to say in their language?
Yeah, they find it difficult to say it in their language. You
can't say it because wow, very slow. So ube be one 3 by 1. So 3 by 1. No one can say. Me pese. The list of any say. So because they are unable to say it, they invented marry me, mebo, mewo. They cannot actually say.
Even with that, they are still sugarcoating it.
Oh yes,
that is a form of respect to the language.
And by the help of these Ghanaian televisions, they are able to say some because TV stations are, you know, in their movies.
What I'm trying to say is,
but even our language. So let's say, say opese uka, me pese me ne wada. So it's the same as me pese me do. But with akankasa muno. Because I was say, "Oh, they need kasano." So fran into man, I can say fran into man.
Yes, you have to respect the language barrier.
With the way we say the bamone.
Instead of Becca say, "Me perceive me do no." It sound raw, right?
Yes.
Okay, me perceive me ne what da.
Ebi kraba kasa me perceive me ne oye bibi.
So because you can say, "I want to sleep with you. I want to fuck you." Is a language that we don't really understand it, and then it is not our language. We're full.
I want to chop you.
It's easy for us to say that, But when it comes to our own local dialects, it's difficult because
you can't just say that without any feeling getting behind that. So there's no way you can say it. So you can't say it without any original feeling being behind that. So it's hard for them to say it in their local dialect.
The reason being that,
and when it comes to the Ewe part, it's even the heaviest.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. That they are trying to.
You can open your mouth to tell Lady Mamo immediately when anybody hears that. You.
How do you say it in your local?
Excuse me, my viewers. Sorry about this. For the word Mamo, it's typically, I want to sleep with you, I want to fuck you. In this language, ever, Mamo, if you say that you have disrespected the lady in every aspect.
That is what I'm saying. That
did you realize something here? Now, when he wanted to say, me pese me do no, do you realize what he did from the beginning? The respect.
Yes.
That's the roots. You see, he first said, viewers, I apologize. Because also me didn't do more and then more emotion. Say na me pese meka. So that is the roots.
Because it's very petty when you say it raw. Very petty and disrespectful. It's something you would say to, excuse me again, to a sex worker. Well, you have no business with. Even with that, you still cannot say it in my language like that. There's no way you can say this and it will sound respectful in my language. So the best thing to do is because you can only say this to someone who you have this kind of stupid arrangement with where you are not married.
Yeah.
Actual sexual intimacy from where I come from, we are taught you don't even need to tell the woman. If the woman is yours and she's with you, she should understand even when you tap her. She should understand.
Your body language.
It shouldn't even call for you saying, excuse me again, sorry, Mamo. It shouldn't even bring forth to that, or it shouldn't even get to that. You can't say it.
This is the roots we are talking about.
With the elderly people.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever they talk, they try to preserve some culture and respect in whatever they say. Per what they just said, you realize that even before he said that, he apologized. What is happening to the youth now? They feel,
no lie.
But I keep asking myself, if you can't listen to the drum beat, how then do you go home? Yes. So many want to learn the language, but don't really want to pay attention to what the language is teaching them, because it is a language for a confined community.
Mm-hmm.
You get it?
Yeah.
So in as much as you speak that language, you are being conformed to that particular community. So you realize that even saying such words, you can't say it.
Yes.
Because you have been governed by some kind of rules. And you dare not say this or this. Just recently, I think 2 days ago, 2 guys from Chakradi were insulting the Asante Chief, and I was like, who does that?
No, but do you see? And when I saw that video, I asked myself, in those days, this would never happen.
Personally, I wrote a comment. I don't know, for some strange reasons. I said it like twice. I think it was blocked or something.
You don't
do that.
As much as I would like us to go into that topic.
As long as you do not agree with what they are doing per your own view.
It is bad.
Those days to say that what they are doing is not right.
James, as much as I would love us to go to that topic, right? I will still, sorry though, nobody wants their children or their wards to go into something like this. But I will also wish we don't continue with this topic. I will also wish we don't.
Okay.
Why?
I get you.
Because the young men came to apologize. Their family are looking forward to have the issue down. I would hate to have this platform be an epitome of help to lifting this topic back up again. Near onyanti, manen nam KJ radio so empty. Says someone has spoken to Asimasi like this. It is not a sight to behold, but this platform should not be used as a medium or a media fora to elevate that issue again. On social media now, why you've seen it. It wouldn't come from this place. Because one thing I've seen is every media fora that has spoken about this so far has been the public's attack.
No, but just as you said, right? The family has gone to the
young
right
men
place
themselves has also apologized
to apologize and all that. And these are some of the things that we are talking about it today. The roots. That is why you said something. Say refi and I say so you
get lost.
So if this young man actually go home, know the culture and know the roots of where he or she come from, trust me, he wouldn't even dare to try to
say
make
that
set statements.
Yeah.
You see what he said. Maybe if you don't understand, you can have a very nice way to twist it, to even make it debatable.
Yeah.
But how you going to say it? So we are not saying it in the negative way, but we are just saying it in a way that is going to help somebody who's out there, who's watching. That see, as African, we have a root. And the root is that no matter what or no matter how things are going to be, first show the respect to an elderly person. That is all that we are trying to say. That is our roots.
Okay, so
that is why I said that I like growing up. Then I like the Equiapims. Because why? Do
you know that no matter how KJ, do you know if you dress KJ?
It's just like I said.
KJ. I don't agree to the fact that on that note you should like the Equiapims. I don't want you to like them because of that. I don't want you to say that. Oh. And you know I'm a controversial person. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I don't want you to say that, okay? I don't want you to also paint the picture that one particular ethnic group will insult you by saying please from the beginning. They will be watching this video too. I don't want you to. Why am I saying this? We have this saying, no matter how well you dress a monkey, it will not become a human being. No matter how much someone says please before says me pachao, excuse me, oyabua, it does not make the insult less painful. It is still an insult.
Oh, but they soften it.
No, it doesn't.
That is even the tonation.
That is even more worse.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That is even more worse.
The tonation also plays a part.
So you see, so earlier I said something.
Let me tell you something. Wait, let me finish.
Something.
I would prefer you tell me, that does not make it any better.
Mm-hmm.
An insult is an insult no matter how you cover it. Right? So don't. Let me also tell you this. Let me also tell you this. Let me finish. Let me also tell you this. Do you know that there were times where, or back in those days, if your child does not adhere to a particular rule in a community, they say,
exactly where you can.
This is the reason why I didn't want you to bring the young man who spoke against someone on social media. This is the reason why I didn't want you to. Now, remember, uncertainties and ups and downs in life causes we, the young people, the youth, to come to the city to strive, where we meet with other cultures, where we become familiar with ourselves, where we address our fight, not like we would when we're in the village, being called by the head of the family to address it. Lift your hands up. Is it that we are doing this, or is it that we are talking by insult? That brought about but me who is let's know where all this began and where all this started from.
We are talking about the roots.
Bruni was never to kill a human being.
It's for hunting.
It was for hunting. Obepie hu se ne nua na de ahye ne so much na de me de bo abo no wan sori biem no ene de me de be salvation de me de yi ni free wan sori mbe me sa abo ne biem no ene yes I'm attacking my fellow brother with it. Right. So if you tell someone that me pacho etu a me kwa me bobo etu ekum, does that make it less of a death? No, tell me. Viewers, probably you are watching. Say me yitu two ways so na say me ka say me pacho King James eni die mu a me pacho mo bekum. Does that mean say died with respect? No. I'm a very controversial person.
You see, my American nine point number one.
And it's there. Atem didi na nipa na ade and I say or you're less effective.
We make a statement at how bonity.
Dabi. Oh no, I can more times. I'm man kasa. Mokun.
Ti mamre culture. Na obeka kasa bi. Kasa na obeka no na enye. What did you say?
That was not an insult.
Relax.
No, but you apologize, right?
Yes, I apologize. It was not an insult.
Why do you apologize?
Okay. The differences.
It is a form of respect.
Yes.
Exactly.
Listen. The differences between me apologizing before saying a word that I'm not supposed to say, and the differences between me is different from me apologizing before an insult. The first one is an insult. The second is I am. No. Let me finish. If I don't finish, you won't get it. See, me pa chew. Any day moi. Obane de ne nsabo. Mebano Sebi, sorry, Nekoti. Different from Mepachao Uyabua. The first is a complaint, the second is an insult, no matter how you quote it. The first is a complaint, the second is an insult, no matter how you take it. Now let's go back to Mepachao Mepede Meneu Eda plus Mepachao Uyabua. The first is a request. Let me finish. The first
you are doing. And it's not going to work. Let
me finish. The first is a request. The second again is an insult. If you put me pacho in front of an insult, say me, o catch me say, "Dear we no, Jimmy Sam now we know. Where Jimmy? Send a message my bo no, maybe 50%. O catch say me pacho, where Jimmy? Send a message my bo pa no." A best in the first one. If you insult me with see the white people have this you can't insult someone before a respect. No, it doesn't work that way.
But look, this is our community. This is our setting.
Yes.
You get it.
What I'm saying is it just does not make it less insultive.
So
it doesn't.
Now my mention what debi wa hanomo. Me pacho. Unim say ade na oye ni nyansa bi enim. Unim say ade na oye ni Jimmy nyoma na ye. Which one is more offensive?
Okay, Mepacho, what you asked was a question.
The second one is more offensive.
No, listen.
So you see the thing?
Yes.
Listen, let me also answer.
That is where the tonation comes in.
Can I also answer?
So that's what I want you to get.
Can I also answer?
Relax.
Can I answer? No, you asked me.
No.
I'm
going here.
Oh, no, I want to answer.
Relax.
The Ukani was a question.
You can't say you can't say
maybe I'll become a bit yes or no, it's a question.
No,
is that not it?
It's not yes.
Very good. It's a question. Mepacho him said the Oyeni Jimmy Semana there be minim. A question. Ani minim. It's a question. What you said, I have the right to answer. But I say, me pacho de oye any ejibinsem. Woni matem.
No.
The moment Obeka say me pacho unim said de oye any
listen to understand.
Oh, listen. I will never understand.
It's just a donation.
I will never see. Let me tell you.
Viewers, you are watching. Viewers, you are watching. Viewers, you are watching. No, don't mind this guy. No, don't mind this guy. All my viewers who are watching, all our listeners who are listening to us on KJ TV, look. When someone says to
you, KJ, the same KJ, and Sabu say, it's the same thing.
That is what I'm saying. That the donation comes in.
Yes, you are reason to understand.
No,
okay.
So you see, somebody will be offensive.
Nobody is built with the same tone.
No. We are all built differently.
Relationship,
but how you carry yourself out plays a big factor.
This we are talking about what you say.
You see, relationship and marriage. One thing that makes some relationship a day into kwaka kraba. And I said, some of these things. Send or no no.
Yes.
It didn't show respect.
You know, you can apologize to someone, right? But that apology is not from your heart.
Exactly. That's what we are talking about.
No, that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about insulting someone.
Oh, yes.
No, don't leave this
like,
come on.
This is very different from whatever you're talking about. This is very, very different.
Look, you've done something, right? And then your mom or your dad is like, go and apologize to this person. You go and sorry. Because you are being coerced to do that, right?
But then they say, as you come and say sorry.
Yes, look at this. But then if you understand that what you did was wrong, oh, bro, what I did, I didn't do it well. Even the donation alone calms the person down.
Okay, I have just one question for you too. This is a question. I'm not there. I'm just asking you a question.
Don't worry.
So I shouldn't ask.
So yes. Okay. So let's move on. I think earlier, Okasafa naming.
Yes.
That's one route. Now, recently, how we do our naming
ceremonies. Yes.
A changey.
Yes.
And what do you think is the cause of that?
What I would say is, I think we are learning too much than we should learn. Even in the Bible, it's 8 days. And the naming ceremony, you are bringing a new baby out. How is marriage done in Africa? Or let's come to Ghana. How is marriage done?
You see, the
marriage is done between two parties or family. All right?
Yeah.
It's the same way when a baby comes out of the marriage. What do? You go inform the family heads that, by God's grace, we have this bouncing baby boy or baby girl, and then we will be naming the child on this said day. Mostly it is done, I think, done. Early morning, you are done.
Before 6 o'clock.
Yes. But now what do we see? Like naming ceremonies have turned to bigger events.
Yeah. We go out to the side of 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Oh yes. You go to a kid's birthday party. I'm not saying it's wrong. You go to a kid's birthday party and you ask yourself, party when I sing color party. Everything has changed. So what is happening to our culture? What is happening to our roots? Yes. We should go back and then learn some of the things.
Sankofa.
Yes. And funny enough, these same people, when they go to the village, they conform to that norms and tradition in the community. Why? Because they believe this is what we were told, or this is what we came to meet. So
this is our roots.
Yes. So we go in that line. I like to ask questions a lot. I remember one time I went to the village and then I asked a question. The answer my uncle gave me, I was like, no, uncle, this answer doesn't sound well to me. I went to my grandfather and asked him the same question. For a minute, he stopped and then he was like, why do you ask this question? And you know the question I asked him?
I want to know. We want to know.
I went and I was like, Grandpa, when I went to field, I'm a field engineer. When I went to field, I met this man at Yendi. The man was just looking at me and then he asked me to come. Then the next question he asked was, are you from this town? I said, yes. Then he mentioned my grandfather's name. I said, that is all. If this is your grandfather, then this is your father, right? He stays here. He works here. So I asked myself, how did this person know all this? Just because of my surname. So when I went back to the village, I asked my grandpa, when I asked my uncle the meaning of my name, the explanation he gave me,
didn't sit well.
I feel it's 80%. So I want to know more. Then it was like, okay, come and sit down, ask your question. So I asked the same question again. What is the meaning of my surname? Then I got to know that, okay, then this is why the man was saying, he know so much about the family. So name plays a very major factor.
That's the roots.
Yes. We call something, I think family tree or family trace.
Yeah.
Once you mention your name, they should be able to tell where exactly you come from. That is why even when the Western culture, they trace their roots and then they tell them, okay, you are maybe 80% this country, 20% this country. What did they do? They start tracing the name.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of my grandfathers was called Bediakon. Okay, so they start tracing which people uses this name till they get to that particular name and then they find a clan. Once you get the clan, okay, so it is this clan. Then you start following in that order. So name plays a major factor.
So according to the naming ceremony, we are copying blindly.
Yes.
The way we are to do is simple and the way they are doing it the whole day is a problem.
It is not really a problem. I am saying that they should just go back to their roots. That is not our roots. That is not our culture.
Even
Which
even
is-
yeah,
I
even
like to get that
which
part
is
right.
which is even if you will do it that long party, make sure that you have to name the child before 6 o'clock. You know my work. I take pictures too as well.
Okay.
Sometimes they will call you for a naming ceremony and almost 12 o'clock. Now that they are coming to
Late.
name the child.
Wow.
And personally, I felt it is wrong.
No, even if it is wrong, are you not stressing that child?
Yes. So you see, once a naming means ye akrano ayade epi.
Mhm.
So
Is
you
there a
do it.
particular time you bring a child out? Is it compulsory to bring a child out when it's 6
So
o'clock?
when you trace your roots, you realize that before you bring the child out, they have to name the child before you bring the child.
Oh yes.
And it plays.
But you just said they were supposed to 6 o'clock. That's what you both are saying, that the child is supposed to come out.
yeah, before 6
The
o'clock.
child
Yes.
is supposed to
and
be
all that.
named
Before
earlier.
6 o'clock. Yes, before 6.
You get it? So
Well, I don't think that should be a problem. I actually think if they name a child before or after 6, it doesn't really matter.
You
it doesn't really matter. But are you not stressing that child?
If you say no, it's not even
the
just
child-
a stress.
No,
alone.
let's look at the health factors. Are you not stressing that child?
How are you
It's
stressing
not.
the
It's
child?
not only
The
stress
child
alone.
is barely a week old.
My
No,
guy.
we are not talking about the days. We are talking about the time.
the time.
No, but
then I'm saying
in our setting, okay, we name the child on the 8th day.
I'm not talking about the 8th day. I'm simply talking about the time to bring the child out.
No,
That's
it's
6
something I'm
o'clock.
telling you. We name our kids on the 8th day, right? So let's just say the child is 1 week and then a day old. How long would you keep this child outside?
The same amount of time if you had brought that child out 6 o'clock.
And you feel this has no health factors or health implication on the child?
Okay, let me be a bit.
No,
let me
no,
be
no,
a bit
you
funny
see-
here.
you
Let me be
see-
a bit funny here. So what done benyane 6 o'clock and 5 says so in a dance eh? And then benyane 12 and here and how.
no, you see, but the whole thing is that
See, I want to, since we are all Christian, I want to read something. Okay. Okay, so Luke 1:58. It says, when her neighbors and relatives heard how the Lord had shown great mercy to her, they rejoiced with her. And then Luke 1:59 says, so it was on the 8th day that they came to circumcise the child. They would have called him by the name of his father, Zacharias. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't personally think when you throw a party at a naming ceremony is a problem. Like we said from the beginning, that you don't think that party is not part of our roots. I don't think so. I actually think if I'm expecting something from God, or if I'm expecting something and I get it, I have all right to be happy with it.
No, you see.
With clear mind that
You see.
nobody is to hurt the unborn child and all
No,
that.
you see. The year cannot
Read-
no.
read what-
Yeah.
No, it's your Bible. Before
No,
I
I want him to read and then let me use that as a follow-up to ask him a question.
Oh yes, I'll read again.
So
No
read that again.
It was on the 8th day that they came to circumcise the child, and they would have called him by the name of his father, Zacharias.
By the name of his father.
The word again is they would have. I
By
don't want
the
you to
name-
skip that.
No, they would have.
Yes.
That means there's a
Anka
probability.
omobeye.
There's a probability.
Nanka omobeye, yes.
Because number pan no intimi nkasa.
I know, but we are getting there. That you shouldn't have answered that for me. I was waiting for him to answer the question.
The reason why
Minimu dada. I was waiting for him to ask the question. So what has here? Nanka me de hona etwa me ho.
Baba mami chewa the denti.
It's okay. He wanted to ask the question, so let him ask. So you were asking.
No, you carry on.
No, the denti what the kind yenka said party no a wo to no ye boni. But first and first, don't forget your roots. That before you throw the party, your roots must be the first thing that must be respected. That must be performed. Otu akora ni din e wa mamre kwanso bia ubia brabe your party. That is what we are talking about. We are not saying that the fanfare after the naming
Okay, so
is wrong.
I also want to ask
I'm
this
not
question.
saying the fanfare
Part of
after
the
the-
tradition that you are a professional photographer. Part of the tradition you have witnessed, right? I mean, we've all been to a naming ceremony. Because of my artist name, Yasoltan, there's a lot of things I cannot talk about. But I want to tell you this, which I've experienced myself. So, if I asked you the things that go on at the naming ceremony, right? Those days, they pour water on the ceiling and hold the child for the water to drip onto the child.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, secondly.
And when is that done?
Secondly, let me finish.
When is that done? It is done very early. Some even do it at dawn.
There's no particular rule book that says it has to be done very early. But let me finish.
Witnessed like 3 or 4.
No, but let me finish.
How did they do it?
I'll forget. So let me finish. Let me finish. No, let me finish. It's a lie.
Okay.
He knows me. I'm a Togbi in my hometown. He knows me. So easy. He knows.
But Togbi and this is what
I am telling you. So let me ask this too. See, Togbi does not mean that if my people are going for human sacrifice, I should say it's okay. No. The fact that I am there. See, even Jesus Christ said, I'm here to strengthen the law, not to break it. He knew the law was okay, hence he was there to strengthen it. My question again, followed by that before. There's part of the ceremony that causes the people to put an alcohol in the mouth of the child.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Including, and then a sweet drink too.
Mm-hmm.
That's water and honey.
No.
Before
that's alcohol.
Let me come in.
Some of them use.
They use alcohol and then water.
Okay.
Why did they use that?
Oh, yes, I know.
To differentiate between alcohol and water.
Now,
but can I ask you this question though? Mm-hmm. I'm not supporting the Western world. They don't put alcohol and water in their mouth. How come not all of them become drunkards? And we who go through that, some of us, we're in such a high, but you are.
No, you know, do you know that culture is dynamic?
Because in that culture, they differentiate that to tell the child that when you grow, do not depend on alcohol. So if you are telling me that they are showing the child the differences between alcohol and water, no, he said this leads you to life and this leads you to death.
They are not showing.
No, that is what they say. That is what they say at the ceremony. We are putting this in your mouth to know that water leads you to life and alcohol leads you to death. Right? Yes. Is that not it? So how come that child is aware, knowing?
No.
But the Bible still said that a child should be baptized when that child understands what is good and bad. Right? True. So at that age, does a child really know what alcohol is and what there's a spiritual backing?
So per what I know,
I understand.
Per what I know, the water and then the alcohol stands for
let me finish so I finish
truth.
Because
you get it. They tell you when you say this, say that is this. That is why they give you the water, then they give you the alcohol. Now, as tradition grows, you realize that some of these things are being changed. The last one I went, like he rightly said, there was water, there was honey, and then there was I think a white piece of cloth. That is signifying when you see this, say it as it is. When you see this, that is our culture.
All right. So I think we've discussed a lot, and if we want to continue, we're going to just continue more and more and more, and we will never end. So we just take a final words. All right. So then let me take your final words. Then I'll come.
So my final words are: do not forget your root. Do not forget your root. Yes, being exposed is good. Being exposed, learning never stops. So that you will know exactly what you are getting yourself into. Our roots are not 100% good. It is left with you, and it is written in your essence. You are created not like a robot to filter between ones that are good and ones that are bad. Your tradition is not all right. The Western tradition is not all right. The decision is left with you. But make sure whatever you are doing at the end of the day, when you are held to account, you can give a good accountability for what you have done or what you are doing. That's my final words to you.
All right. So let me go to you.
Okay. So what I'll tell you is, no matter what you do, go back to your roots. Why do you go back to your roots? To learn. Because culture is dynamic. You learn and then you grow. It is not static that, when you come to my culture, this is how we do it. So it's always this way. No. In as much as we are learning the Western culture, use that same knowledge you've gotten from the Western culture, bring it back to your roots, and then straighten things up. Thank you.
All right. And see, thank you so much. One last thing that I'm going to say is that memran worry if baby awfi. Say worry if baby awfi a. Woyera. In fact, yewo ebi mu wo ye wi ase mu sesi a enton kra wo bokra woni. And meka enton no kra mpo no. In fact, obi kra mpo ni ma de fairness sa enton. And you see, if you want to know your roots, if you want to know your roots, begin to ask. And you better no one who send ya o kasa obema enchene about kasa. So when I'm a bontia, one who send ya obema aya kono. So who be ya kono if you fear of him.
Yeah.
So who ya kono if you fear of him. So my dear brother watching, my dear sister watching, my dear nigger watching, this is after, and catch you up in another episode. Bless up.
KJTV, let's get talking.